They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without which please watch the first two episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Hi everyone, it's footy tonight. Yes, it's footy, football, if we can call it football. I was looking at a couple of pods since the weekend, and like today as well. And to be honest, they're making excuses, saying, dirty play. Dirty play. And we've got a couple of injuries, However, it's the way it is. It's football. I've seen it. I've seen it from Liverpool. Not this lot, but I have seen it in the past. With the likes of Tommy Smith, the Anfield Iron, getting stuck in. And we've all gone, yeah, get in there, get. Graham Souness. We've had our share. Now they're making excuses because we were absolutely dreadful against who at the weekend. And they're making excuses because of dirty play. I just can't make it out. Nothing about how bad we were, by the way. That's just skimmed across. 9 men. 9 men. And they were on the attack. They were on the attack. You can't make it up. Then they were saying, one pod was saying, and someone else should have been sent off too. It would have been down to 8. It would have made it worse. But couldn't play against 10 men in the first half. We were dreadful. Second half, still 10 men. Went 2 up, as usual. When we go 2 up, you should be going on and getting more. But no. We sat back, as usual. That's the tactics. And allowed those to come on with 10 men. Then 9 men. They scored. I just, honestly, it's a joke. I'm like you, I watch the Reds. I don't know what games they're watching. I really don't know what games they are watching. Are they watching the same as us? Or are they just there to make excuses? Because to me, it's all excuses. They're looking for anything but an excuse. Anything at all. And dirty play was one of them. Bad foul on... At the time when I was doing the watch-along, I said he should be sent off for that. That was awful, that. On Virgil. It was a shocking foul. But Virgil, a big fella, you know what I mean? Then on Isak. But I don't like to say this. The lads went in The lads went in to try and stop Isak scoring, and the legs tangled. He scored, but the legs tangled. You see what I mean? Anyway, let's see what you... I just got to mention these people, I'm sorry. And it's Gap Painting Services. They're great people for sponsoring me. Every pod I do, these people sponsor me. Great firm. Fully time served. There's no cowboys in that particular firm. Not one. They're all fully time served. Fully insured, just in case anything goes wrong. If you need your outside doing, get them in. Don't struggle up ladders. Just don't. The commercial as well, and industrial. Just get them in to give you a price. If you're an NHS worker and an elderly person or persons, get them in. You get a special discount. But if you need something doing, and if you don't fit into their categories, the NHS or being elderly, get them in to give you a price without any obligation whatsoever. That's Gap Painting Services. The sponsors of every single podcast that I do. Everyone. Went shopping today. Oh, horrendous. Right, let's see what you've been saying. The boss. Greetings, FC and chatters. Watched an interview with Stevie today. We're watching for those who don't think he could cope with our first team. Honest and mature content. There's lots of people against Stevie. You know, they just think, oh, he couldn't do it at Aston Villa. Yeah, okay. It's a fucking fella who can't do it at Liverpool at the moment. Except his failures at Villa, unlike Arne Slot, who didn't resign after the worst run. He won't resign because he's on a big pay packet. If he's sacked. That's why, mind you, I would like Stevie as first team coach and Rafa, who he respects as his mentor. Even if Frankie and chat. I'll live for Frankie. Are you, mate? Are you? Terrible. Even if Franco long time sat here with kidney infection. Oh, the urine is so... Yeah, I've had it myself in the past. It's terrible, so I do empathise with you. I really do, Daryl. And there's not worse at Christmas either. Horrible. Poor Daryl says the raw. Greetings, Frank and chat, says little ambidextrous. Little Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Hi, oh, I'm not going into that, Daryl. Fucking hell. Spurs should have been down to 7 men. Bentancur and Van der Ven discussed and challenges. Yep. See, there's a team not far, from us who do it every time. Do it every time. And Semyeno is on the verge of joining City. Well done, Liverpool. Won't do nothing this window. Collins Ikes. Evening, Franco. Yep. The unbeaten in 6 spin. BS. BS. Fuck me. Of course it is. Of course it is. Steve Evans. Nice all. Fucked after the way. Early kip. Good night, Steve. But I'll see you, mate. Have a big happy Christmas. Have a great time. You and your lad Dylan. See you, mate. Good man. The boss is Frank. The other channels don't want to admit that Slot is out of his depth, even after the worst run of results in 70 years, as they bigged him up so much after the title won by Jurgen's squad. What you've got to understand as well, I know some of them were saying this is not good enough, this is not good, this is terrible, he's got to go, and these are the same one. Now they're all right. Oh, he's great. Yeah, change it around. You can have a few wins, you can have a few draws, and it doesn't make anything hunky-dory because we haven't been playing well at all. We've been woeful. Woeful. And in a couple of those draws, we should have lost. Easily. Could have easily have lost. Lucky. The Anfield. Interesting on Carragher's review tactically. On 81 minutes, our players crapped the bed and shown no courage. We need to sign some players who do the dirty part of the game. We need a Fabinho, stroke Milner, stroke Mascherano, stroke Didi. Didi Aman, that is. That's what I was upon. And, the time, I said at the time when Fabinho was playing for us, people were saying, oh, yeah, great. No. He was underrated. Was Fab. I'm not saying he was underrated in play, but he was underrated in praise, if you know what I mean. Everybody else was getting praised. The likes of Mo, the likes of Mane, the likes of which they should have been always getting praised, and he just left Fabinho. And sometimes Fabinho has a great game, didn't he? But that was about it. So I agree with you there, Ro. I really do with Fabinho. And Milner to some extent. And Darryl said, can't stand seeing that bald prick stood there anymore. I won't watch him. I won't listen to his comments because he just makes excuse after excuse. So I'm like you, Darryl. And the boss says to Darryl, even if he came to us, have you any confidence in Slot using him properly if he can't be at the top? with $1 billion squad. Funny enough, I said that. I said that myself. Anyone coming in, you know, what difference would they make? Because I don't think Slot knows how to play good players. I really don't. I really don't. You know, I think it's been proved. I think it's been proved. And there's too many scapegoats in the team now. Toscana. Buonasera, Franco and Chatters. Hiya, Toscana. And the boss is probably correct. 2 red cards for Spurs technically, but I don't see our big men, Virgil and Ibu, rolling around. No, they don't. They don't. But that Romero, he was snidey. I don't like snidey players. I tell you, he's a snidey player. I tell you, a very snidey player. And I just don't like him at all. And he could be a great player as well. Well, he is a very good player. And that's Fernandez of Man United. He's snidey. I was only watching, strangely, I've said it a few times, when we beat United at Old Trafford 5-0. And in the second half, just after the second half started, Jones got the ball and he was running down the right wing. And Fernandez came in, tackled him. You want to see that tackle? He should have been sent off. He didn't. I think he got booked, but he moaned about getting booked. But he should have been sent off because the boot, the studs, were over Curtis Jones's ankle, just above the ankle. It was a horrible tackle. And only because of his foot was off the floor, he was broke his leg. And he got away with it. One dirty fucking player, him. But I go back even to the likes of, I mentioned Tommy Smith. You go back to Norman Hunter. You go back to Billy Bremner. These were all hard players. He got fucking stuck in, but they weren't dirty. Nobby Styles, they weren't dirty. They were just hard players. They didn't go out intentionally to break your leg. Not like that Keane. There's another fella, do you ever remember that Bush, well, I forget his name. And he just went in and broke his fucking leg. You see it. It was horrible. He was a dirty player as well. Keane. But, you know, you'd expect it today. The Anfield's suspicions in that press conference today. This coach isn't bringing Elliott back, to be honest. I don't mind that. What was more worrying is that it seems a 50% fit Gapco gets in ahead of Chiesa or Rio. There's something. I think if he left, if Slot was sacked, it's all come out about him and Chiesa. I think it will. I think a lot have come out about him, actually. You know, the likes of Kwanzaa, for example. Gerald Kwanzaa. He should never have been allowed to go. I said it at the time. What's he getting rid of him for? Well, we all know that he got rid of him because of money needed to come in for the bunch we bought in this summer. So we got money back. But they should never have allowed him to go. I don't know. It's it really gets me about Gapco as well, and Chiesa, and young Dio. The kid. Anyway, Cedric Lopez. Hey, Cedric. Season's greetings to the legend and chat. From your vast knowledge, is it me or are Liverpool painful to watch? There is a lot of running like a fitness video, and at times, and tires me out. Not much except. No, you're right. This is what we've been saying, Cedric. This is exactly what we've been saying, what you just said there. It is painful. And, we say, don't we, the worst performances that we've had, we keep saying them after game after game. That's the worst we've seen them play. Nottingham Forest did me. The Forest game did me. He should have been sacked on the spot after that. Even against Spurs at the weekend, I said he should be fucking sacked tonight. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says about me. I'm just a Liverpool supporter, and I see what's in front of me. We're playing like a struggling relegation side. Worse. But we're getting away with it. I keep saying Slot's getting out of jail with some results. As I said, I'm a red. I've seen it all before. All before. From the Shankly days, we went right through. People say that Roy Evans was a bad manager. He wasn't really. But he was bullied by, have a guess who, the Spice Boys. They didn't give a fuck about him. That's why they brought Julia in. And then Rafa came in. We all know what he did. Then he had to walk away because of X and Gillette. And then the other lot came in and brought in Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson. But, you know the score with him. And then they brought a Northern Irish fella in. Said fuck all with him. Nothing. Then they brought Jurgen Klopp in. So in my opinion, since my day, we've had 3 bad managers. 3 bad ones. That's Roy Hodgson, the Northern Irish fella, and this fella, Slot. He's in their category. In fact, he's fucking worse than the Northern Irish fella. But as you get the excuses, well, he won us the league last season. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure he did. Look, he's getting so scared and drunk. Great deal, isn't he? Evening, Frank. We are playing diabolical, says Little Lynn. Little Lynn Ellis. Yeah. We'll get no question about it. Toscana. Couldn't agree more with the comments, re ballsy and unbeaten run. I've never watched so much rubbish in my life. Don't like saying it, but too many fans are deluded if they think it's okay just because we won. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. The Anfield, I stole Frank's thunder, but a defensive mid is essential. You know what I've been saying for 3 years. Over say, Semenyo. And I also think we need a reliable right back. Bradley is good, but he is always injured. In other words, he's injury prone, isn't he? A reliable right back. We need a centre back. Well, we need a defensive midfield. I've been saying it for 3 years. Well, 3 seasons. Now, this is the 3rd season. I've been saying it. And we've never got one. And I think you've only got to look at, well, you know, when I was saying about getting a DM, especially last season, you know, I was saying, oh, we've got Grav. Yeah, okay. That's what I just said. Yeah, okay, we've got Grav. Yeah, okay. There you go. Grav. And look at the fucking state of us. Without a TM. And the boss of the Anfield. Yesterday I watched Jurgen's last interview with Kelly Cates. He made the point that in five of his seasons we were first. Hang on, the fairest. Oh, okay, the fairest. I don't think we need to be dirty. We need to be hard. That's what I just mentioned before when I named certain players. When I go back, they weren't dirty. You know, I always remember Dave Mackay playing at Anfield for Spurs, one hard man. And he went in for a 50-50 ball with Tommy Smith. And Tommy Smith got up and, you know, he was still on the floor, Mackay, you know, just sitting there. Tommy just patted him on the top of the head and just ran. But they were, you know what I mean, they were great players. Tommy Smith was so underrated for his football. He was brilliant, Tommy Smith. Yeah, he was hard. He knew. That was his game. Just like, as I said, these other players, like Dave Mackay, like Nobby Stiles, like Norman Hunt, but they weren't dirty. They were just hard. Toscana, to Darryl. You and me both not hated a manager like this for a long time. We've gone from Klopp to this. Yeah. It's a good point, from Klopp to this. Steve. Let's go, champ. Steve. Silver at City, horrible person, but quality player. Yeah. But he's not as bad as that Fernandes. Bruno. He's not as bad as him. Honestly. I've never seen it. He's snidey. But yeah, Silver, you know. And Collins says, Collins, he's clueless. He couldn't lead a pack of ants to a picnic. Never heard that one before, but I couldn't lead a pack of. And the boss says, agree with you about Fernandes. I loved it when young Batatic skipped past them easily when we battered them 7-0. Made up with that. Hate him, really. Whatever happened to Batatic? Another injury-prone lad. And Steve says, we need a Stevie J, Souness, Jimmy Case, Tommy Smith, etc. type player in our team so teams can't bully us. Do you know what I think we need? I tell you what I think we need. We need a new manager. That's all that I think we need. I think the rest will sort out then. If I was FSG, I wouldn't give Slot no money. Slot coaching is terrible. It's 25 losses since January. How many top teams, really, how many top teams would stand for that? Honestly, how many? Would City? Would Arsenal? Would Chelsea? Would Man United? Even Everton? Think about it, Everton. But you actually get fans who say about Everton, we don't want to be like Everton, changing the manager every week. We don't change the fucking manager every week. When you think about it, they're in for ages. There was only Roy, we see it, fucking now. So they had to get shot. But this fella, there's fans who can't even stand them watching them, just watching them, just looking at them. Fucking off to Dubai every time. But I think he's been told, he's been curtailed going over there. The fucking catching on to Dubai. I think he could have been there now, to be honest. He gets every chance to get over there. I think he's fucking useless anyway, whether he fucking goes to Dubai or not. Frank, says Stevie, rumour is Saudi clubs interested in signing Gapco next month. Sell it for 100 million and buy Minte, Gay, Kamara in January. I think Mo's on the radar to be sold, to be honest. I hope not, because we owe that man a big send-off. Mo Salah. And they remember the fans making him a fucking scapegoat. I never did. Fans were making him. You could see it on social network, what they were saying. It was fucking shocking. Forgetting what he did last season. Because Slot didn't win the league. I keep fucking saying it. It was Mo Salah who won us the league. Not him. Not old Baldy one. It was Mo. As soon as Alonso gets sacked, FSG sacks Slot within 24 hours. I wish that was the case. I really do. I wish that was the case. To be honest, Steve. And the bastard are all. You are so right about Chiesa over Cozy. It's a crime that Fed never starts. And that Gerald got sold. Tyler doing well at Lyon. DM. Tyler Walton. Barry. Evening, Frank and chat. Hope you are all well. Are you, Barry? Are you, mate? Hope you are well too. And Stevie says Frank Slot about to lose his job due to poor results, poor performances, and lazy luck kicks in, and he wins a few games and gets a run of good fixtures coming in. Yes, Stevie. Yeah. But as I said, he should have been sacked right after, because I've never seen a performance like it until at the weekend against Nottingham Forest. But that's me. That's me. That's my opinion. He should have gone then. Cotton Nature, what? Cotton Nature. Some name that. Because even Frank looking zapper, mate. Do you reckon the team is unbalanced? We have to purchase in January. Semnio is going to City. David Ornstein reported. So who do we get now? It's curtains, gents. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Ornstein either, you know. He's a mouthpiece for the owners and Slot, obviously. But mind you, even before Slot came, never liked him. David Ornstein. Frank, rumours are Gomez, Enzo, Chiesa will be sold next month to make room for new signings. Oh, we've got to get rid of players. We've got to get rid, look, we're a Celta bike club. We have been since FSG took over. A Celta bike club. That's why Nunes went. That's why Lucho went. And the rest of the lads to draw all this money in. Kelly. Don't forget, we sold a lot of players and got good money for them to make the balance sheet out if you do your economics. And we've been like that forevermore with these owners. Celta bike club, so someone has to be sold. And Stevie, Frank, we have a group of players on the pitch that look like 10 misfits running around like Stevie Wonder with no direction. It's because it's the system, it's the tactics, it's everything. And as I said, in a few games now, when the camera's gone on Virgil van Dijk, he just looks fucking bewildered. He's like that. What's going on? In play. We mess around. I've said it. I was saying it last season. When we went 1 up. And I kept saying, I said at the time, I said, have you ever noticed he sits back? He gets the players to sit back so we could go in at half time, lead. And we come unstuck. And we did. Because every time he does that, he did it against Spurs, for fuck's sake, with 10 men and 9 men. Play it back so we can hold on to a lead. He did it against Leeds. And we ended up fucking drawing. This is what he's like. It's tactics. And he's just a famous, that doesn't he? I don't know what that means, you know. I haven't a fucking clue what that means. Unless it's Morris dancing or something. You know, the maypole, go around a maypole. I haven't a fucking clue. And I don't think the fucking lads do either who's on the pitch. The boss says, is that Kelly Cates Jürgen interview before he left? He was so proud of the young players who won the League Cup that season. Where are they all now? Gone, sold off, Fenway. And with no objection from Slot. He's got no fucking say in anything, Kev. Remember, he's just there to coach. He's just there. He was told, you're there here to coach. Fuck all else. That's why I give the analogy, an analogy of the chef. He's been given all these ingredients. And the Michelin chefs say, if you want to be a good chef at this restaurant, go away and bake a cake with those ingredients. And he's come back and went, I don't know how to use the ingredients. And the chef just says, well, fuck off then. You're not working here, mate. And that's him. That's Slot. That's Slot. The bad chef who can't fucking mix it. Can't mix the ingredients with players. And that's where about that Semyo lad. Was he made a difference? Really? You know, if he was to come here, what kind of a fucking... What instructions would have been given to him? We signed on the 1st of January of 20... a centre-back, a defensive midfielder, attacker. Get me Gahey and Kamara. Kamara, Minty. It's getting you, but is it getting Liverpool? If you know what I mean. City open to selling Ake. I don't rate him, you know. I remember him for Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth? I never rated him. I think Lewis and or Oscar Robb, maybe Ake on loan for the rest of the season may help. I really like that Oscar Bob. Says Barry. Ake be all right on it for a loan. But you see how they're strengthening City. That's how they're strengthening. And, you know, getting rid of players who have gone past the sell-by date. I was surprised that they actually bought him from Bournemouth because it didn't take much of him, to be honest. That's Ake. But he might be all right for us. If you know what I mean. Frank, I want City to sign only if we can sign Marmouche from them. We should have got Marmouche when he was up for sale. I like Marmouche, but would he go? Would they allow him to go? And would City allow Liverpool to buy him? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Stay. Sell Canate and bring me Nico Schotterlek from Bika. But you see how Canate's gone down the pan. Do you see how he's gone down the pan? And you know, people were saying his head's turned, and I don't know. There's a lot of fucking players who were good once, but not anymore. Frank, we need Paddy the Bazzy in that midfield. No teams can bully us. Yeah. I seen Paddy with Frimpong. And Paddy said to there, Frimpong, he said, what I don't like about football, he said, I get smashed in the face and I want to smash them back in their face because they want to smash my face in. He said, but you footballers, you know, a little tap and you go down rolling over. He said, that sickens me. And he's right. Cedric. I was listening to 12th yesterday and he said we only have had 5 games in 25 with more than 2 goals. Not good. Yeah. It isn't good. It isn't good, Cedric. Frank Slott's interviews are pissing me off, and him disrespecting Elliott lately is shocking. Get Slot sacked. That's the problem with Slot, you know, he makes excuses and he actually calls out players. He calls us fans, didn't he, once? Get behind the team, the cheeky fuck. Telling us to get behind the fucking team. The crowd. What the fuck was that? You get behind your fucking team. Feyenoord or whoever. Fuck off. Just don't like excuses. Never known anything. I've never known fucking anything. Excuses after excuse. Salah will be sold next summer to Saudi club for the 100 million. That will be the summer transfer committee. Salah mainly with Diaz won us the title last season. Of course he did, Stevie, but mainly Salah. Salah, without his goals, without his assists, records assists, golden boot. Palace will sell Wharton for 80 to 90 and replace him with Tyler Morton for 30. How ironic would that be? Hey, the irony. And the boss to Stevie. I'm not sure they will sack the Muppet, but if Xabi comes, hope he brings Trent back. Sorry if that upsets anyone, but for me, fell out with a Slot, publicly critical of Trent. Yeah, he kept dropping him, didn't he? If Jürgen was still being manager, he'd still be here today, Trent. I seen him breaking his heart. The last game, and Slot was leaving because Slot was like a dad to him. He nurtured him from a little kid, then threw him in, and look what he achieved. Trent, look what he achieved at Liverpool Football Club. And he was a future captain. But You know, when Slot came in bursting through the door, he must have gone like that. Who the fuck is this fella? That's in my opinion, anyway. Slot should have been sacked straight after the Spurs horror show. Well, I said that, Steve. I did say that myself right after the game. I said he should be sacked on it. I'd like to wake up in the morning, put on YouTube and say, Slot gone. But we're fucking stuck with him. We're fucking stuck with him. And the Polo says, Redmen TV, Anfield Rap, mouthpiece for the establishment, bought off by FSG. Of course they are. Do you think they'd buy me off? Could I be bribed? I fucking couldn't be bribed. Liverpool Football Club is my team. I've supported them since I was 6 years of age. Since our Stevie took me off the game. He was 4 years older than me. He was told to bring me. And we went in the boys' pen. And that was the beginning of it. You know, when you think about things. And here we are here today. You know, I just think it's hard to fathom out why Liverpool have gone so decrepit. Just think about it. Under Jürgen, we were winning everything, and Jürgen never had the money that was given out in the summer. Just gone, our summer, gone this season. Given out to bring in players. Just imagine if Klopp was to be manager and bringing in those players. Do you think where was we be? With Jürgen and that team. Please. Fucking anyone except him. Fucking hell. Frank. Gomez, Canate, Enzo, Chiesa out. Incoming Gehi, Nico, Kamara, Minte. Has anybody ever fucking thought, or is it just me? It's proven to bring players in January. Think about it. That they're trying to bolster up Slot. And I'm talking Edwards and Hughes. Because they've gone, we fucked up here. So we've got to fucking bring someone in. We have to stop this fucking... All they have to do is say, listen, fuck off. We're bringing in an interim manager. And so on. I wouldn't mind Steven Gerrard as interim. He'd be fucking better than him. He'd be better than him. I'll tell you for why. He knows Liverpool inside out. He knows the fans. He knows the city. He's a Scouser. And no matter what he did at Aston Villa, he was all right up at Rangers. What I'm saying is he's had experience and he's had Premiership experience. And he'd do a lot better than fucking Slot. I'm telling you now. Because he drummed into them. You know the score. Frank, what system, tactics is slot play? You're having a fucking clue. Against 10, 9 players, slot showed zero game management, zero tactical acumen. Get him sacked. No one knows. He played to fucking keep on to a lead against 9 fucking men. 9? Fucking hell. But the excuses from others were saying, but they were dirty. Fuck off. We were fucking awful. Never mind, they were fucking dirty. You're right, Frank. Salah won us the league. Not him, says Polo. Yeah. And I've said it all along. Said it. You've only got to do the maths, honestly. And it's not math. You know what the fucking Yanks want you to say? Math. Do the math. Fuck off. It's maths. It's a cluster of numbers. Not fucking cluster of one. Do the math. Fuck off. That's annoying as well. I get annoyed quite easily. Should have seen me with me trolley just today. Fucking. Fella just fucking standing there. I said, he was talking. And I'm in the fucking aisle. And I went, do you mind, mate? I said, I've only got 3. He said, well, I'm in the queue. I'm waiting to pick up my food. I said, oh, okay. I said, but what if I push my trolley through and hit your leg? Fucking stood out the way, give me a terrible look. But I gave him one back. Fucking hell. The dirty look. The Anfield. Boss, that's a good point earlier, lad. But we need some toughness. That's why I said a Fabinho or Milner, not a Souness or Kevin Horlock. Kevin Horlock. Do you remember him? Fucking hell. Toscana, another 3 p.m. kickoff next Saturday, but maybe it's just as well as I won't be able to watch it as I refuse to subscribe to Peacock to watch. Crap tactics. Never thought I'd say that about my team. I think we're all saying it about our team. To be honest, Toscana. Really only joined tonight to check in with you, Frank, and wish you and regular Reds all the best. Hope you all enjoy your holiday. Maybe you're good to go with you. Must go now as I get too angry with it all. All right, boss. Thanks for that. We're all angry, to be honest. We're all frustrated. Frank, would you take Evan Ferguson on loan with Isak out injured? See, I know what you're saying, but we've got fucking Chiesa there, if you know what I mean. I just don't know. I just don't know. I think... I don't know. We've got Chiesa there. Just fucking give him a fucking start. Give the lads a start. Barry says, Origi is free. Just never made it, did he, at AC at all? Just didn't make it. Slot coaching is an oxymoron, says Polo. Looks like he doesn't coach, or he moved from AXA training to pitch. None, yes. But, there's a big difference there's Polo, between Dubai and the AXA. He prefers Dubai rather than the AXA because he loves going there rather than being at the AXA after losing games. And it's fucking angered me. We've got all the facilities up there, but the backroom staff. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Once I seen them throw medicine balls at each other and picking up elastic bands and doing stretches with them. I just shook my head and said, what are these doing here, these fucking fellas? And even, what else caught my eye was, why wasn't Isak carried off? Why was he why did they walk him off? That was fucking terrible, that. He should have been stretchered off. Fucking doesn't make sense. I haven't a fucking clue what's going on with our physios, fucking backroom staff, or anyone. It's gone through the fucking system. Slot system has gone through everything. Everything. Stevie says, since Canate Mac being linked with Madrid, both been playing like junkies. But they don't want Canate now. And I don't think they want Macca. I tell you who they would want. And his heads wouldn't be turned even if they came in for him. Said we want him. And that's Sabozlai. If we were to get Gueye to replace Canate, go out and get Bastoni. I like Bastoni. He's brilliant. And maybe play 3 at the back then. Virgil can blood Leone in. That's a good shout, that, actually. But it depends on how bad Leone is, I know he's out for the season. I know it was a bad injury. But how does it affect him when he comes back? It could affect him big, Not like Virgil when that Pickford fucking, that dirty prick, another one, nearly ruins his career. But Virgil, Virgil was Virgil. And he came back guns blazing. But is Leone a Virgil? That's the way I look at it. And the Anfield Raw says, boss, great points on Fede and Tyler. Yes, they were. Slot and his coaches are supposed to coach our players to improve them. They are doing the total opposite. He's taking it. See, I've said before that Slot wants to get rid of the legacy of Jurgen Klopp and put his own legacy there. And a couple of months ago, he was saying about his system in a press conference. And I said at the time, and you know what I said, I said, why is it in the journal? I said, say to him, but it's not working. Your system isn't working. See, the journalists that are at his press conferences, they're all there. I don't know. I just don't know. They're not asking the proper questions. Questions that we'd like to ask if we were allowed in that press conference. You know, I'd love to ask, why? What have you got against Federico Chiesa? Remember last season? What was the excuse? He's not fit enough. That was a load of fucking bollocks, that. Last season, where he wasn't playing him. He wasn't fit. Remember Isak this season? I'll tell you what fucking got me. I'll tell you what got me, though. One of the pods, and it was only today, or was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday and today, mentioned twice. And it said about Vert it was, and Vert, he got his first assist, which was great, And I thought, are you fucking kidding me? Are you having a fucking laugh? We're coming to the end of fucking December. We've been playing since August, and you're fucking going on about his first assist. This is what pods are like, I'm afraid. First fucking assist. Fucking hell. I thought, oh, fuck off. Not having that. Not fucking having that at all. Damn you, Frankie. This retreating and protecting a lead has all stemmed from this coach taking belief from the side. Our game is all about getting in opponents' faces. What have I always said? Get into the faces. And he's never done it. But miraculously, he has turned us into Spurs. I think the fucking worst of Spurs, to be honest. I think he's turning us into West Ham. They're fucking bad. Fucking Wolves. Fucking hell. Oh. And there are again people focusing on attack. We are extreme weak centre mid-wise. We had to play all our 4 mids versus Spurs with just a young Neone to come on. That is not good enough. We should at least have 5 options. I was watching the old Man United game when we beat them 4-1 at Old Trafford. Remember when Torres scored? Stevie, remember? Beat them 4-1. And Ferguson actually came out and said, didn't he? The best team lost. But then, when it was when Dessena scored, and I went to the bench, to score the 4th, and I went to the bench, and you seen Stevie Gerrard, Fernando Torres, below it on the bench. It's fucking, you only got to look at our bench. The bench is over the fucking years, to be honest. Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. And they're all, whatever happens in January or next summer, this user's got to really think about these players' fitness system that none of us supporters know what the fuck this Dutch sloth is doing. Hey, you guys. Do you know what, though? It's Bournemouth. Uses a Bournemouth fella. Think about it. Fucking Bournemouth. From Bournemouth to Liverpool. Annie Slot's fucking mate, by the way. But you didn't know that, did you? I don't like Edwards. I don't like any of them. They're all fucking snides. Palace want Gomez included in the Gahey deal, says Stevie. And Stevie says, Frank, Man City won the last game. Yeah, I know. Yeah. How many teams have won the league and dropped out of it so early to retain it? Has anyone ever thought of that? Semenyo says that age profile is not for us. Our sides, if they wanted him, would got him in the summer. I bet we never even looked at him. That's a cracker, that, actually. Yeah. Semenyo. I'm totally in shock how many people are actually calling Elliott this saviour or wasted talent. I always said about Elliott, he was all right coming off the bench. That was it. That was about it. The facts are these. He has a game time at Liverpool, never improved. Went to Villa and can't get in there yet. I think that sums it up nicely. See, look, well, I don't know whether it says it on my pod, I don't know, or privately, like to either my grandson or Francine or someone. It's clutching at straws to say, get Elliott back. It's clutching at straws. It's scraping the barrel to try and improve what we fucking got, and he won't improve it. Elliott's brought back won't improve Liverpool. That's why he went. I was allowed to go on loan. FSG propaganda machine has started their excuses for FSG not to sign a wide attacker next month. That is, signing Semenya or Minte will stop Rio game time and development. Rio played one game this season. Yeah. Bet we won't go in for Gahey. If we do go in for him, then I wouldn't offer more than 20. Fuck that. Parish and Palace. I don't bloody like them. They wouldn't pay 5 million. They wanted an extra 5 million in the summer, didn't they? And he said no. We could have had Zubimendi, but Hughes was trying to negotiate I'll tell you what they were trying to negotiate was the full price, just pay it cash. But he was saying, no, how about installments? And the El Presidente just said to him, oh, fuck off. That was the end of Zubamendi. I like Zubamendi, by the way. And Tony says, we are crap because Slot's tactics are crap. Yeah. You've been saying this for a long time, Tony. Long time. Everybody agrees with you. And Paul Schmidt, hiya Paul. Richard Hughes needs to be shown the door too as he's out of his depth. Thank you. Been saying that for ages. Thank you. Making signings such as Kerkez and Frimpong and prioritising Isak over a centre-back and defensive midfielder says it all. Very good. Very good, Paul Schmidt. Great comments tonight, boys. Keep them coming. I'll read out them all. Every one of them. Boys and girls, because there's ladies on as well. The Anfield. Frankie, our next collection of games, all winnable. Wolves home, Leeds home, Fulham away, then Arsenal away, Burnley home, Bournemouth away. If we don't win at least 5 of those matches, then ballsy got to go. I think we'll get beat by Arsenal. I think we'll get beat by Fulham. I don't know about Leeds, at home, even Bournemouth away. But as you said, 5 of those, it is 5, isn't it? Yeah, 5 of those matches. Ballsy's got. You see, what the owners, I tell you what their breadwinner is. Their breadwinners, what they need most is Champions League money. They love that. They're not interested in Champions League, how they play, it's just, they just see the big dollar signs with Champions League. They don't give a fuck about Champions League, if you know what I mean. They could be saying, hey, what's this Champions League? It's money. It's the dollar. That's what they say. If you know what I mean. Someone asks, some stupid yank asks, what is it? It's the dollar. It's the investment. Semenyo shouldn't priority in the January window. We need a centre-back and defensive midfielder, says Paul Smith. Yeah. Have you noticed, though, I'm not being funny against any of our lads here. Maybe I'm thinking too much, or analysing too much. But no matter who we brought in, would fucking Slot improve them? And would it improve the fucking team? No matter what. No matter who he brought in. It's his system. It's his tactics that doesn't fucking work. You see what I mean? I think another fucking manager would work it out. That's just my opinion, though. Another manager would work out Liverpool. Just imagine Pep. Let's be hypothetical for a change. And Pep came this week. Pep was in charge of Liverpool against Wolves and in charge against every other fucking team that we play. Do you think that we play a lot better than what we have been playing all fucking season? And on the back end of last season, by the way, it's not just this season. Excuse me. Hey, think about it. Would they improve? Yes. Will they improve? Vastly, vastly. Elliott going to Villa has devalued his price tag. Shocking decision by Slot. Elliott should have been loaned out to a championship club to play week in, week out. There you go. It has devalued. You're right there, though. You're right. And the raw to Stevie. Elliott wanted a Premiership move. He thinks he is a Premier League player. Well, Emery has told him he isn't good enough. It goes to show just how looked after Klopp made him. There you go. There you go. I always thought that he was okay, was it when he started games, he faded. But he was all right as an impact player. Anyway, Stevie, Zubamendi, Gehi and this team improves us and due to use trying to negotiate a buyout clause and not paying that extra 5 for Gehi is why our bench is dog crap. Yes. Yusuf, Fulham and Arsenal are the ones we'll drop points in, says Yusuf. Yeah, I think, well, the way we're playing, we'll get fucking stuffed by them. If there's no improvement by the time we fucking play them. Fulham are our bogey side, says he. Yes. Always play well against us. I personally think Chiesa is only an impact player off the bench, somewhat like Elliott. That's probably why they don't start games. He hasn't had a fucking chance, though, has he? Let's be honest there, Barry. To see if he's just an impact player. Know what I mean? Yusuf, they've got Iobi and Bassi missing for the AFCON. I think they will struggle. That's to you. Yeah, I'm going to bring Fuzzy on. See what he says.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just come back from work. I'm good.
Have you know?
How's it going?
So are you off now over the holiday or?
No, my job is still working during the holidays, so I have no.
Yeah, well, that's it. You see, someone has to work. Like taxi drivers always have to work. There you go. No matter what. So what are you? We've been talking about slots. We've been talking about tactics. We've been talking about everything. And the awful show we had against Spurs, against 10 men in the first half and 9 men in the second half. It's just diabolical. And we were hanging on to a lead, to win the game to 9 men. What was your take on it, Foz?
Frank, I went on a show after that, and I didn't even know what to say because there's nothing to say. There's nothing in this team. If you're struggling with 10 men and then you struggle with 9 men, it's not just the manager, is it? It's the players as well. You got to look at the players. I don't think the players are up for it this season, Frank. From what I can see, I think the players are struggling, and you could see on the pitch the way we run about, the way we try to get the ball back, and all that stuff. It's just there's no desire, Frank. There's no ambition on that pitch. It's just a mirror image of Arne Slot. I even saw Arne Slot at times trying to push them forward. He's doing that with his hands and all this stuff. If the players are not even listening because they're panicking because they don't want to lose the game, it's just everything at the football club at the moment, Frank. It's just all over the place, mate. And
what's the reason? What's the reason? You know what you're saying. It's about the players too. Yeah. What's the reason behind it?
I just think that there's when I look at the players, Frank, it looks like they're not interested this season. It looks like a write-off for some reason. Because you know that sometimes the players are the ones who motivate people, to shout and all that stuff. The fans, to get the fans together. This season they've done nothing. They've done nothing at all, Frank. And then not only that, the lack of tactics on the pitch as well. Because the head coach at the moment, he looks like he doesn't want to lose a game. That's why he's putting those tactics out, hard to beat only. There's no other tactics after that to make us even better. If you know what I mean.
No,
so
that's what we've been talking about. That's what we've been talking about, the system and tactics.
Yeah.
I keep saying, Fozzie, even last season, if we scored in the first half, we sit back and allow the opposition to come at us to preserve the lead, to go in at half time in the lead. And there is tactics all the time. Just look at against their Spurs.
Yeah.
I said when I was doing my watch along, I said, what's he doing? Why aren't we attacking? Why is he fucking allowing them to come at us? Because there's tactics.
100%. 100%.
10 and 9 men. Sorry, go on.
No, 100%. Carry on, friend. It's okay. Yeah, it's just when I look at Arne Slot, Frank, it doesn't give me the motivation anymore, like to even run home to watch a football match anymore. It's just Frank, there's nothing to say, mate. Honestly, it's just a mirror image of what we see on the pitch. It's hard to watch. We don't get excited anymore. There's no you look at the midfield, they can't get a grip of the ball. You look at wide, we're playing midfielders at wide now. Doesn't look right. Frimpong comes on, he plays as a winger instead of like playing as a right back, and then he pushes Szoboszlai back to right back again, and then it loses a lot of stuff in the midfield. The shape goes out of the way, and then he takes off Frimpong again when Frimpong is not even injured. He just had a busted lip. You see, this is what I'm saying. It's just it's hard, mate. It's it's not gonna get any better. Let me just put it that way, guys. It's not gonna get better. It's gonna get as worse as what we're watching.
No, it's not. Paul Smith says, for God's sake, do not sign Semenyo. He's extremely overrated as he lacks a good first touch, close control, technically poor, agility, quick feet, and poor dribbler.
He's going to Man City, so good luck to him, innit?
Yeah, he's going, yeah. And Stevie says, can see Slot team losing to Wolves, Leeds at home, losing to Fulham. If he loses next game, he's getting sacked and Slot beats Arsenal.
Won't be surprised, if you know what I mean.
Wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I'm just fucking fed up with it all. And the Anfield, I agree, Barry, lad. Chiesa isn't a starter, but I do think he should start some matches and then get subbed. I think that's a good shout, but why do you think? Let me just.
Sorry?
mention this. Looking forward to life after Slot and Hughes. I can't wait. Bring it on. And this is the way they're going now because they're even calling for users at as well. I've always called for users at. I didn't like him. I used to
Yeah.
call him the Invisible Man because you never ever fucking seen him around or anything. He was
Yeah.
always there with a little smirk on his face.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so what do you think about Chiesa? What the Anfield Raw says isn't a starter, but I do think he should start some matches and then get subbed. What do you think about that particular comment?
I don't think he's gonna start anytime soon. We've been waiting for 2 years now, like waiting for him to start a game. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't hold my breath on Chiesa. Just let it go, guys. I've let it go now. He's just a guy that comes on as a sub, and the manager just uses him for that. This is what I'm saying. Like if that was Klopp would love Chiesa. That's the difference. This guy, he just uses him whenever he wants as a substitute, and that's about it, just to make the fans happy. I don't think he really wants him to play for Liverpool Football Club. I think it was a waste of signing, and for him anyway. For us, it's something that we enjoy, but for him, he just didn't want him in the first place, and that's something as a manager you should be sacked for. You know what I mean? How can we have a player like that still at the football club a season later, and you're still not giving him an opportunity to start, even though we're not even winning games anyway? What you got to lose, Frank? There's nothing to lose. I mean, we're not even like winning games like convincingly anymore. So, as I said many times before, Frank, to me, this manager is too proud, because if he starts Chiesa, that means, and Chiesa starts scoring goals and start doing things that you do, and then people are going to ask him about that. They're going to ask him about, why haven't you started him before? These performances that he's showing now could have been there a long time ago, and he could have saved you like points if you started him, if he starts scoring goals and playing for the team. That's something Arne Slot doesn't want. He's a selfish guy. He's a very arrogant guy we've got in our hands, guys, and he will never improve as a manager because he's just playing now not to lose. That's it. There's no tactics involved. There's no life involved in this team anymore. He's just hoping he's not going to lose. And I don't even know if the team's the hierarchy are going to sign him some players in this window. Because why are they going to sign players for a guy who's going to get the sack? There's no point. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess we're in, guys. And
what I said before as well is that no matter if we do bring any players in, I don't think they'll improve the side because he's not the type to improve the fucking player.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, and improve the side. He just isn't. He's proved it all. He proved it at the back end of last season too. It's not just this season.
Yeah.
And as you said, he just plays out not to lose a game. And it's been proved time and time again.
Yeah.
But as I said before, he should have been sacked after the Nottingham Forest game. He should have been sacked then. Yeah. Got rid of him, but we still got him. And Youssef says to the Anfield Road, that's a fair point, but we're missing a lot of players due to injury, the likes of Mo Salah. And this is about Chiesa, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry says again to the Road, but does that not mean it compounds the argument for younger, more impactful players over 90 minutes? See, last season he gave the excuse about not picking Chiesa. He said he's not match fit.
Yeah, he did say that.
And this season, he's at pre-season. He's done everything. And he still won't play him. So I think there's more to it.
Yeah.
And I have said before, Fozzie, if you agree or not, I don't know. He tried to get rid, or he's trying to now, to get rid of the legacy Jurgen Klopp left.
Yep.
Because Jurgen Klopp, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get rid of that to make his own legacy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just failing so miserably and dragging us down with it.
It's
Do you agree?
I 100% agree with you. I said this last time I was on here, actually. I said, he's trying to wipe out. Well, the thing is, if we're going down that route, Frank, about him trying to wipe out Klopp's legacy, so have we been lied to as a fan base? Because when he was coming in and they tried to convince us to accept Arne Slot for the minimal stuff that he brings anyway, they said we're not going to change from Klopp's way. We're going to play similar. This manager is similar to Klopp. So if they're saying things like that, so who's been telling the truth, Frank? You know what I mean? Because I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. We all jumped on this because we've been told we're going to play from the under nines all the way to the senior team the same way. So when the players come through the youth, they'll be easier to transition into the first team. So this is why Arne Slot, he even said in his press conference, I'm no different from Jurgen Klopp. I play the same kind of football, but slightly different, not a lot. And ever since we've been watching this guy, apart from the first, say, half of the last season, he hasn't played any Jurgen Klopp football. He's played. I don't even know what Arne Slot football is either. So even his own football looks terrible. So if this is what we're facing, imagine what's to come in the future. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, because he won't change it.
No.
As you said, he's stubborn, and he thinks that his legacy should be first and foremost Liverpool. He's trying to make Liverpool play his way, and it's not working whatsoever. It's not working at all, and it's frustrating you. It's frustrating me. It's frustrating everybody on this chat, including Barry Aldridge. You're right for Fozzie. So it's good to see you there. And I'll just read out a couple of these. Stevie says, Frank, Slot being forced to play players he don't like. That is Gomez, Chiesa, due to injury crisis. They will save Slotter's job. And he's been saved a couple of times. And Stevie says, Fozzie in the house.
Big up, Stevie, man. I haven't seen you for a bit.
It's just... There's been some fantastic comments,
Yeah.
And Stevie says, Frank, Fozzie, we were struggling against 9 players hanging on to our lead. It looks like we had 9 players and Spurs had 11. Sack Slot now. And it's as simple as that.
It's the lack of desire, isn't it? It's the lack of desire in that 9 men. Like what you do when you're facing 9 men, Frank, you stretch the pitch, don't you? You look for the gaps so you could go in there and score more goals. We didn't even do that. Did you see the time when they were taking a throw in and then I think we kicked it out and nobody was around their players and they put the ball back in? And I said, that's 9 men. How can we not have anyone around that? Yeah.
And you know what? Only they nearly got an equaliser.
Yeah.
Was that Richarlison again when he just dragged his shot and it just went past the post? So what would have happened? Let's be honest. No, we were 2-0 up. They came back.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, we played most of the first half against 10 men, and we couldn't fanter them out anyway.
Yeah.
And then they were down to 10. What if they were to score an equaliser to 9? What if they were to score an equaliser? What do you think would have happened? Do you think Slot would have been sacked or what?
Yeah. No, I don't even know if he's going to be sacked, but it would have been more pressure on him. I think that we would have refocused on him after what Mo Salah's done. You know what I mean? And ever since Mo Salah's done that interview, we haven't focused on Slot, have we, really? We felt sorry for him. So I think it would have been refocused on Slot because it's unacceptable performing like that against 9 men. To me, you know what it is, Frank? I don't know if you agree with me. I think that game against Tottenham typified our season, if you know what I mean, how bad it's been. I think that game should wake up a lot of people I think it has. I think even the people that were supporting Arne Slot have said that was crap what we were watching. Yeah. That wasn't Liverpool anymore. That was a team that's just dead. There's no life in that team. And I'm sure they've seen that in that game, because if you're struggling against 10 men and 9 men, I think it should open your eyes as a fan. All those people that were saying Arne Slot ain't up for it are right. And I gave him a chance, Frank. I gave him so many chances, and I said there was once, I think after the last international football, I said this guy is not improving anything, and he's not learning from his mistakes. So what's the point of me being here if he keeps making the same mistakes game in and game out? We just got lucky against 9 men, and people want us to justify that. We're sitting here figuring out how we can improve because we ain't gonna improve. It's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse each time we're watching this team. I've even heard some people telling me the other day we might lose against Wolverhampton. You know what I mean? Because look what they did against Arsenal away. They played pretty good against Arsenal away.
Yeah.
If they could do that against Arsenal, what could they do against a team that's already struggling? You know what I mean, Frank? So, yeah.
Well, there's an old adage, isn't there? You know, it's like flogging a dead horse.
Yes.
And that's what Liverpool is at the moment, a dead horse. And we keep flogging it. And it just gets up and moves a little and gets something, you know.
Yeah.
So you get like these draws that we're getting. We're getting lucky wins.
Yeah.
And we've been getting lucky wins all season, by the way. I'm not talking about the Real Madrid game. I'm not talking about the Aston Villa game. They're just two exceptions out of the whole of the season, if you know what I mean. All right, we went to Frankfurt and destroyed them. We went to Inter, and you know, I don't know what happened to Inter, to be honest.
It was shocking, that one. Yeah,
It's different games, all told, totally different. And we get beat by, who did we get beat? Was it PSV?
PSV losses.
That was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. And that's the way that we're actually playing. And we've been getting I've been saying all season, he's been let out of jail. And he has been let out of jail in the last 6 games. And people are going, but we're unbeaten in 6 games. Have you seen those fucking 6 games, by the way, how we played? You know, so it's just roundabouts and whatever.
You know what it is, Frank? You know why this is an acceptance, unfortunately. Like, I don't want to criticize people, but it's just the reality of life. It's the modern day fans that's grown up in the last 30 years of no success of Liverpool. They don't know the real Liverpool. I mean, if you give them education about Liverpool, Frank, I think they'll understand what Liverpool is all about. When your acceptance of mediocrity and saying it's okay for Liverpool to play like this and we should be back in the team, it shows you're from a different generation. You're not from a generation where this club is being built to win. That's what this club is built for success. I mean, we're up there with AC Milan, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. That's our standards. Not bloody losing against the likes of Tottenham with 9 men and all that stuff. Almost, getting a draw out of that game and things like that. That's not our standards. And people defending that. What are you defending? This is Liverpool Football Club. 6-time European champions, 20-time Premier League winners. You know what I mean? We've won it all. And not many clubs in the Premier League can say that, including Man United, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. None of them could say things like that. No. That's our standard.
None whatsoever. Yeah.
That's our standard. Wake up.
I think you put us over expertly well there. You know, we're up there with the, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the AC Milans, we're there with everybody. There you go.
I'm all Liverpool people. I'm all Liverpool, nothing else. I'm all Liverpool. That's my life, man. This team gives me hope every single time when life is down and things like that. That's what we're all about. Yeah, there you go, Frank. Well, don't you miss those nights, like under the lights with the Champions League with Jurgen, Barcelona, battering Barcelona at home with Messi and things like that. That's what we do. That's our football club. You know what I mean? Beating Dortmund in the last minute with Lovren on that header at the back post. That's what we do. David Fairclough, like Frank said last week against NTN, that's what we do. Keegan in the final, battering Mönchengladbach. That's what we do. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Alan Kennedy scoring against Real Madrid, the only team that beat Real Madrid in the Champions League final. That's what we do.
I was at that end. He scored it. And he just ran over to us. I was there. And, you know, they're, as you said, they're the type of games. And we've come a full circle under Klopp, which was absolutely brilliant what he did for us on a shoestring budget. And I keep saying that, and he had a shoestring budget. This season, you know, last season, um, the Sloop man inherited a Klopp team, and he won the league. And you've got to look at it also the way Manchester City fell away at the time, and so did they bottled it Arsenal.
Yeah, they did.
So, you know, we had that cushion. But if we never had that cushion, I don't think that we would have won the league,
No,
to be honest. If we wouldn't have, because we fell away badly because he brought in his own tactics, which never worked, a system, and it's still not working, but he's still adamant playing it.
Yeah.
And this is how bad we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're all frustrated and angered the way it is. But as you said before, you get these other fans, and they're only making excuses for themselves. I've seen podcasts making excuses as well. Go on, what was you going to say?
No, I was just telling you, like, you know, these excuses you just said, it's just too much of it. This is not like Liverpool Football Club, friend, that I grew up and watched. Excuses we don't do, you know what I mean? We learn from excuses and we become even better as a football club. That's what we used to do. Like, but nowadays we've got excuses for everything, like how we're performing now. You're blaming this, you're blaming that, and like, this is not the way of life. I mean, this is not the way of Liverpool Football Club. We struggled so many times and we come out of it even better. That's how we are. That's the kind of football club that we are. That's why everybody copies Liverpool. Arsenal, they copy all of our songs. Man City do it. Everybody else does it because we set the standards, guys, and you should expect the best out of this football club, in my opinion, instead of like always downgrading and accepting mediocrity. Listen, we ain't. Every single time we're looking like 5-year plan, 6-year plan. Not all of us have 5 years, 6 years in life, man. You know what I mean? So it's about here and now. Football is about here and now. Forget about the 6 years down the line. Nobody knows what's going to happen in life. It's too much like thinking too far ahead instead of like thinking about right here and now, Frank, in my opinion. That's
yeah. And it's, as you said, you know, it's so frustrating. And I think it's pivotal, this coming game on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's pivotal because if we don't show up at Anfield, can I just answer this question to Myra? Frank, are you going to have a show? No, Myra. No, I'm going to have it. But listen, Myra, next week I'm going to have a Friday show on Monday or Tuesday. She knows what my Friday show is because I have a hell of a lot to say about what's going on in the world and this stupid man who runs the world, that, you know, the president of the United States is threatening Greenland.
That's what they call him, Frank. Biff from Back to the Future, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Back to the Future, I'm afraid. So, Myra, just look out for me, please. Just look out for me. I'll be having a show on Friday morning. So try and tune in then and I'll give you more information. Thank you, Myra. It's really nice. And as she says, hi everyone, I'm Frank. That's lovely. Lee Argent. Hey guys, hiya Lee. Robert Brundle. No, they are. Just football style is boring. Yes, Robert. And this is what we've been saying all the time. All the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Old footy is church choir music footy now. From Klopp heavy metal to foot. Yeah, you're right. It is. That's a cracker, that church choir. From what Klopp was doing with all the heavy metal. you know, from the likes of Hawkwind, if you like, Black Sabbath, to, you know, to a
Yeah.
little church choir. I think that's a cracker, that. Like Stevie, that's a cracker. Love that. Really love it. Oh, that's lovely. I'm glad you're letting on there. I really am. And Stevie says Frank Fozzie, Spurs should start with 9 players every game. They look dangerous with 9 and 11.
Only against Liverpool, though.
Only, yeah, exactly. But it's as though like they had 15 players,
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
it was a sad watch, Frank. It was a sad watch, mate.
The
No,
IBR,
you know what doesn't help, Frank. I don't know if you agree with me. The lack of pace in the team as well. I really miss that pace, Mane. You know, like Salah back in the day. Because once we used to hit the break, nobody can stop us. We lack pace now. Really, really lack that.
well, why is that though, Fozzie?
Well, buying
What?
technical players.
It is, of course it is. The IBR says, even the Captain Don Franco, Opio good, and hello to Fozzie. And Barry here is a cracker. Barry says, don't think Sluter's the one to take us forwards, but I do believe some of our players are not working hard enough.
No, true, Barry.
Well, that's what you've been saying since
Yeah,
you came on.
Yeah.
But it's affecting, I really think it's affecting, I'm talking about the system.
Yeah.
And I said this to you once before, Fozzie.
Mm-hmm.
The camera is, you know, like when you're watching, I'm doing a bloody watch along and I'm looking at it. And
Yeah.
the camera goes on the Liverpool captain, which is Virgil van Dijk. And I've said this a couple of times. He looks bewildered.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He just looks bewildered, as though, you know, what's going on. And this is on the field of play. So there's something drastically wrong with the players who are playing.
Yeah.
You know, they're saying, well, they're not giving it all. They can't give it all if they're bewildered. Or, you know, have been told what to do, where to go, where to stay, how to stay. Go back when, you know, we go ahead. This is what they're told. They're the instructions.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, Fozzie.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's no instructions, like, then this is the performances you're gonna get. You're not gonna get anything like better than that, guys. That's why I've said, like, when I first came on the show, like, I've given up. There's no point. We've been through 6 games. How many of those games have you seen us work the goalkeeper consistently? You look at this. I mean, that's what you got to look at. The most important thing in football is work the goalkeeper. Even, you know, trash goalkeepers have had better games against us, and it's the saddest thing when you watch Liverpool at the moment, guys. And it's never ending. You know what I mean? You look at that Tottenham goalkeeper. He's one of the worst goalkeepers in the Premier League. How often did we actually work him the other day?
Exactly.
Apart from the goals we scored, there was nothing.
No,
there was nothing at all.
Absolutely zilch.
I've seen Fulham give them a game at that ground. And look how bad Fulham's been this season, although they won 1-0 yesterday. But Fulham haven't been the Fulham that we know for a long time this season. And they went down there and gave them a game. We can't even give Tottenham a game. We can't give even Leeds United a game. We can't give, you know, Nottingham Forest a game. We're struggling as the bottom half of the table. If you think about it, guys, yeah? If we would have won those games, we could have been second. Could have been closer to Arsenal if we beat, you know, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, you know, all those games that we dropped points in. We could have been second in the league.
But they're the games that we'd win. This is what hurts us. They're the games that normally we would win and expect to win. Yeah. But unfortunately, under this slut fella, I'm sorry. And as Stevie says, Frank Fozzie, you think Spurs' performance was bad. It's going to get worse before it gets any better. Get him sacked now And the IBR, who's just joined us, he said, I think Tottenham beat us with 11 men. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
were so lucky.
Yep. And Tottenham are terrible anyway this season. So their managers are under the threat as well. So if a team like that is giving us more problems with lesser men, can you imagine a better team with 11 men? I think we'll struggle. We'll struggle majority of the season. I think it's going to get worse. I agree with Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tony says Slot should have been replaced by now. Edwards and Hughes have disrespected the fan base. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
They don't give a toss. I'm being honest.
A successful team don't accept that. They don't really, guys.
No, they don't. I said that before when I first started, you know. What are the top team, you know, wouldn't get rid of a manager on performances that he's given us?
Can I ask you a question, Frank? Yeah. Be honest about it as well, Frank. Do you think we've lost our football club? Like, you know, like, do you remember the togetherness that we used to have with the football club, with the ownership, with the fans, with the players? It doesn't look like there's any chemistry at all. Even forget about the players. Even the fan base don't even have a chemistry with anybody anymore. It doesn't look like we can shout anymore, sing anymore. It's just something is slowly fading away from this football club, and nobody is stopping it for some reason. If you know what I mean. The last thing you want is the whole fan base to turn on the football club, and that's the way we're headed. But nobody is stopping it. That's the worst part of it. Where's the togetherness at this football club? Where is the fans being involved with the ownership, with the players and everything? That's what Jurgen built. But now it looks like we're separating slowly. We're seeing players like Van Dijk, like Salah, people having a go at them. And, you know, and that never used to happen before. These things was never our football club. Now, I'm looking at it. The disconnect is slowly just going wider and wider, Frank. I'm sure you agree with me, Frank, because I can't see it any other way, mate.
No, you're right, because, look, first and foremost, I was at a game and I was in the old Kemlin Road stand, which, you know, when it got done up, it became the Kenny Dalglish stand.
Yeah.
Now, I was in and this is going back then. Anyway, I was in the stands and I was screaming and shouting as usual. And the next, I said to this fella who was sitting next to me, I said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" And he looked at me, he said, no English, no English. And I turned to the next fella by me, and I went, "Did you see it?" And he went, no. Right around me, they were foreign. I'm not going. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out saying about foreign, but I couldn't express anything, and that's the way it's gone worse today. I'll give you an example. I was at I was made up to be at the Southampton game with my granddaughter, Sophia, and I'm shouting, and you know, she just turns around and said, "What are you shouting for, Granddad?" I said, "Well, you shout at the referee, you shout at the players, the opposite players, and the linesmen, them fellas with the flags." I said, "That's who you shout at." She said, "But you're the only one shouting." Now, I was in the main stand, and no one was shouting. And if you ever see Klopp, you know, an old footage, and Liverpool scorer, and he goes like that to the main stand.
Yeah, he does.
He does that, you know. Where's your noise?
There you go.
And it's all quiet. It's all corporate. Corporate has taken over Liverpool Football Club. Now, you must admit this, and I think it answers your question. When we have European nights, it's totally different, the atmosphere, simply because the locals are getting tickets.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, the corporates coming over. You see what I mean? It's totally different atmosphere, because at least the locals who can't get tickets can get tickets. And that's how it's changed. So you're spot on. It is slowly ebbing away from what we grew up with, from what I grew up with.
Yeah.
If you look at this, behind me, look,
Yeah.
look at that. This is what it was like.
Poets. Liverpool fans are poets as well as, the best fans in the world. Same thing.
Oh,
It's sad. It's really, really sad, Frank, because I just looked at it the other day. I said, there's no atmosphere in this football club anymore. We're just part of the furniture now. Some people even told me today, actually, like, well, I just want that season to end now, Frank. I can't be asked anymore. It's heartbreaking what we're seeing, and they're right. It is heartbreaking because we've got a leader like
part of the furniture, and we are. That's what we've become.
Yeah,
part of the furniture.
Sad.
And Stevie says Frank Fozzie. And Sloat. I love that. Sloat. Lost the dressing room and the players don't understand this new style of play, and that's why we play footy at a snail pace with no energy. This is what we've just been discussing, Stevie. This is what we've just been discussing, because I think players... Do you think that players, some certain players, I'm not saying all, have, just continued with Slot himself?
Yeah, some players have. You can see, like, some players have. But the thing is, I explained this before. The thing, a good manager wouldn't do what Slot's done this season. It's criminal what he's done this season. He put too many people into the pitch that's not supposed to be there until they understand the way we play. If you know what I mean. He changed the style of play of Klopp too quickly. And I explained this to you, I think a week ago or something, Frank, when I said it looks like similar to the Graham Souness, what happened to him when he tried to change things too quickly. And that's what Arne Slot's done. If you guys want to know...
Yes. Great comparison.
Yeah.
Great comparison. And a great example of how things could go drastically wrong. And then it goes on for years, because it did with Graham Souness. That's a great comparison, that, actually.
Yeah. We brought in a lot of good players, and it just wasn't working. I mean, until we had to wait all the way to Klopp to get a club that's stable, like as it used to be. We rebuilt the club from nothing. I remember when Klopp came in first, he had the Origis and all these guys, Balotellis, Benteke's, all these players that were never going to make it at Liverpool. So he slowly, brick by brick, changed things slowly. And then he got to the standards that he wanted to. And he told those players, even Mane said it. He said, like, if you come, he told Mane, because Mane was on the way to Man United, wasn't he? He's on the verge of joining Man United. And then Klopp told him, if you come over here, we will build something special here with you as one of the main players. And Mane said, everybody knows when you speak to Klopp, it's more or less yes. Every player that said that they've arrived at Liverpool, and the reason I'm staying at Liverpool is because of Klopp. So he did deliver the promise. We built that club from nothing, Frank. Look at the players he inherited when he first came. You never put that as Liverpool greats, ever. None of them. Apart from Coutinho, you could say, or something like Henderson that stayed. Other than that, not many players in that team, when he inherited that team, would ever be mentioned in the greatest Liverpool teams.
So you never remember what he said, Fuzzy, when he says, Liverpool, I love Liverpool winning the league within 4 years, and he was so right.
There you go.
And that's what kind of a manager he was. He came in, he shook us up.
He knew what he had, Frank. He knew what he had. He knew the fan base. He knew what we was hungry. It's like something in life that connects straight away, Frank, like this. He knew it. As soon as he arrived at Liverpool, don't forget, he went to Man United. They did a tour around the stadium with him and all that stuff. And he said, this is a circus. I ain't going down there. Then Liverpool came calling when he was in a sabbatical. He was on holiday. I said, as soon as he heard Liverpool are interested, I'm coming. Because he knew the history and tradition of this football club. He's been here before with Dortmund a few times in the preseason and in the games. I think we played them or something. So When you see the atmosphere here, the way we are, the way of life, as we call it, all you need is someone special to lead you to that direction, as Jurgen did, and that's how everything came together. Now we built all that stuff. There's one guy that's breaking it all apart who's still here now. You know what I mean? He lied to us. Like I said at the beginning, guys, he told us he's here to do similar to Jurgen. This is not Jurgen, what we're watching. What the hell is this?
I think that comparison, though, with Souness is so 100% spot on. I really do. I think it's a great comparison because he did break everything up. And what I'm afraid of, if it continues like when Souness did break it up, we won the FA Cup, but the team was going down and down and down. Yeah. And this is how we never won anything in years. And we had great players as well, by the way.
We did.
And then, it's happening now before our very eyes, the same thing with this fella Slot. And as someone said before, they're just disrespecting the likes of Hughes and Edwards. They're all disrespecting the fan base of Liverpool Football Club. Exactly. And Tony says, Alcor Reds don't want Slot. And the IBR says, what I don't get is how we are fifth and level on points with Chelsea as we are woeful. And this is why he's been let out of jail. Go on, Foz.
No, it's been a terrible season. This season was the easiest season for us to win the league compared to last season, in my opinion. If you look at the points, Aston Villa, what is it? 3 points of Arsenal, and Man City, 2 points of Arsenal. If we was on top form, like if he continued with the momentum that Jurgen left behind, we could have been about 15, 16 points clear right now, Frank. Think about it, Frank. And we didn't even have to put the foot on the pedal. Like we could have just done a slow up and down. That's what we could have done. But this idiot has just ruined everything. I think this season, if you look at the teams, it hasn't been fantastic, has it really? It hasn't been the most exciting season to watch either. So compared to other seasons that we competed, this could have been the easiest time to win the Premier League, and we chose not to do it because the lack of preparation we did in the summer. And not only the lack of preparation, the change of formations, the change of tactics. There's not enough tactics to even get us out of trouble of games. Once we lose a goal, more or less, it's done for the other team to win the games. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and I'm angry about it. Everybody should be angry about it, for him, because I wanted 21 this season. I wanted to compete for the Champions League this season. That's what I thought we was heading towards. But it's all been a lie. It's all been a lie, mate. And
being a lie, as I said before, what other team that won the league the following season, defending that particular title, has played so bad?
Yeah,
I don't think any team has played so bad as us.
No, I've never seen that before.
Defended the title, and as King Vader says, even if Frank and Foz only just got in, mate. We were terrible on Saturday. I hate watching us play like this. He needs to go. Merry Christmas, lads.
You see, look at that. How loyal fans like this, man. You know what I mean? These are don't listen. The people in the comments, they're not negative people. These are the people that actually support the football club. They love the football club. They used to have a go at me and Frank back in the day. You know what I mean? While we feeling down when we used to already moan about a slot before. So this is a hardcore fans on this chat, and they even said enough is enough. Nobody wants to watch this crap anymore.
No. Telling you now. Stevie says Semenyo agent saying his player would join City as their style of play suits Semenyo over other clubs. Well, let him go. It's no use talking about him if he's going there, and that's what gets me.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, look. Stevie says, the perfect Happy New Year for me is, drum roll, Slot getting sacked on the 1st of January. Paul Smith, Winners are ruthless and sentiment has no place at our great club. There have been plenty of managers that have been sacked after winning the league. That is, for example, Conte, Mourinho, Ranieri, and he's right. He's so right.
Yeah.
So why can't? But you get stupid fans, Liverpool fans, saying, "But he won us the league." And you know what gets me really as well? It's what you were saying before about what Klopp inherited when he first came. And some fans say today, but Klopp didn't win the league for the first time, did he? You know, like coming into the club. And this is their mindset. They haven't a fucking clue. They haven't a clue when they say come out and say things like, you know, well, Klopp didn't win it in his first season, did he? Making excuses for the sloop man. I don't know. And Barry says, I don't know if he would be in the frame, but Emery, not Dick There's always onto his Villa players telling them what he wants. So animated on the touchline, I'm sure he could get us playing. Yeah, I think anyone, to be honest, but you're right. You're so right. You're so right there, Barry. He could get us going.
Anybody could get us going, man, apart from Slot. Goodness me, man. If you got these players at your helm, how can you not get it going? It doesn't make any sense, bro.
Exactly. And Buddy comes on and he says, big up Frankie and Fozzie. Looks like 7 yet. Do you think we are in for Bacola?
I don't think so, no. I don't think we're going to be in for a lot of players, guys. I think it's just Gahey and that could be it, because that's something the club planned, not Arne Slot. Gahey is basically for the club. It's nothing to do with, you know, Arne Slot, to be fair. So I think after Gahey, I don't know who, because they're not going to buy anyone for this guy anymore. I think they're going to have to start thinking about the next chapter of Liverpool Football Club, because we're not improving, guys. This is what you see is what you get. You're not going to get anything more than what you just saw against Spurs. We're done. We're done out here.
And what we're seeing, though, Fozzie, honestly, I've supported Liverpool for many, many years. And even in the noughties, you know, we played so bad, but we were playing better than what I've been looking at recently. Through any era.
Yeah.
Any era.
What's happened to the customary wins at Anfield, Frank? The 3-0 wins every weekend. What's happened to that? You know, the Gerrard, you know, against Middlesbrough. You know, what's happened to the customary wins? You know, the 2-0 wins, like 2-1. You know, I mean, like 3-0 at home. What's happened to that? We don't even get that anymore. You know what I mean?
It's only like what you said before, and I said, but they're the teams. When you said, you know, we could be right behind Arsenal. You know, they're the teams that we should be beating. And we end up drawing and scraping wins. You know, to go 6 games without losing, if you know them, undefeated rather than losing, undefeated. And we've been so lucky with those bloody 6 undefeated. Anyway, back in the glory days, Anfield was rocking with Scousers, says Tony.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's what I was trying to say before about, you know, the Champions League European nights is so different from the Premier League games, simply because the Scousers, you know, the locals, the people, not just Scousers, but around as well, can get all the tickets.
Yeah. They're the ones who used to give me tickets. So
there you go. There you go.
And they're lovely people, guys, I swear, man. So like when you sit in the stands and then they talk to you and talk about the history of the club, it's the most joyful thing ever, man. I love it. My wife says to me, how the hell do you already got friends? How the hell do you have friends already in the stands? I said, because I'm a talkative guy. I said, she said, every time we go to a game, you're talking to people. Yeah, because they love, if you love Liverpool Football Club, The connection is there, Frank. You don't need anything. Just talk, and then you'll be talking for hours, before the game, after the game, whatever it is. It's such a beautiful place to be, man. Anfield's the best to me.
Oh, I've been every part of Anfield, every part of it.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely wonderful over the years.
Yeah.
And, whether it's been a European night, whether it's been a league game, whether it's been an FA Cup game, or any game. And it's been wonderful. And, we've always got behind the team, no matter what. Even in the bad days, we got behind the team. And people today, unfortunately think that we're against. We're not. We're behind the team. We want Liverpool to win every game, even the way we're playing now.
Even with all this slot, I mean,
exactly. And the IBR says, Franco, those foreign supporters were probably starstruck sitting next to you. Oh yeah. A question to you, Franco and Fozzie, says the IBR. Would you take Origi on a free transfer till the summer as cover for Ekatike? Now, I'm going to answer this and see if you agree.
Go on, Frank.
Now, Origi, under Klopp, did exceptionally well. He did remarkably well. You go back to the Barca game, the 4-0, and the stats were 2 shots on target. No, what was it? 2 shots on target, 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
It was all 2s.
Yeah.
Great, but I forget the other thing, but 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Oh, 2 attempts, 2 on target, 2 goals. And that's what Origi was under Jurgen Klopp. He knew how to play Origi. That's why when he left to AC Milan on a free, he just couldn't hack it. Yeah. He just couldn't hack it because there was no Klopp behind him. Yeah. And no, I wouldn't take Origi back, and I'll tell you for why. This fella would fucking ruin him. Yeah. That's me. What do you think?
You're spot on. I don't need to add anything to that. You're spot on. Exactly what you said. Like you don't want to destroy a man's legacy at Liverpool Football Club, and under this guy, he'll destroy every legacy. This is, guys. We're not being. You could say, I don't think we're being unreal. It's what we've seen out of experience of football, Frank. You know what I mean? And when you're looking at our football club, it just doesn't look like there's anything there anymore. There's just, we're going into games now hoping things to happen when we used to expect things to happen. You know what I mean? We're just living on hope. When are we going to start playing football? When are we going to score a goal? When are we going to work a goalkeeper of the opposition team? When are we going to, defend better? When are we going to, string 2 passes together? When are we going to start scoring goals freely? We have nothing like that. We're just living on hope at the moment and getting goals on hope. You look at the goals we scored the other day; it was all hope. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You just said there. When are we going to string 2 passes together?
Frank, the first half, we didn't even hit the target. Against 10 men. We didn't even hit the target against 10 men. The first half, guys, against Tottenham. That's how bad it was. So I don't know, like with Origi and all these guys, leave their legacies alone, man. Leave their legacies alone.
You just leave them. This is about Elliot as well. Bring the scraping the barrel, because Elliot can't even get on the bench.
If he's not good enough for Aston Villa, how can he be good enough for us? It doesn't make sense, man.
So I just don't know. I don't want to have a go at our fans, but if he's not good enough for Villa, for their bench, he's not good enough for it. He was okay as an impact player, but as a full play, playing the full 90 minutes, he wasn't good enough. and that's Elliot. That's in my opinion, by the way.
No, I agree with you, Frank. You know, at this moment of time, we don't need bench players. We need players that's going to be pushing the first teamers for a spot. Because we're not in a place to put bench players on the bench, man. Nah.
It's Stevie says Chiesa to step forward and play as the false striker, where he's sack out injured. He won't play him.
He won't play, mate. I've given up.
The Ali Denous, our Romanian friend. Good evening. Good evening, Ali. Good evening, mate. And Ashley Knight says, Foz, mate. It was Klopp's wife who told Klopp that Man United wasn't the right fit for you.
Okay. I'll take that. No problem, Ashley. Is it Ashley? Yeah.
And do you know what? Ula didn't want to leave, you know. I know that fact. She didn't want to leave Liverpool.
She set up the boot room, didn't she, and all that stuff? She was in charge.
She was brilliant, Ula. And this is what people forget, how influential she was on Liverpool Football Club.
I remember when he signed the contract and she was celebrating with the fans, wasn't she, when he signed the new contract?
Yeah. And, you know, a wonderful lady. Yeah. And she turns her back on the last game of the season when Klopp was being handed, you know, whatever he was being handed of John Henry. She just turned it. He went down to her and said, come on. And she just turned her back and looked up the main stand. She had her back to, you know, the likes of John Henry because she totally despised him for how he treated Jurgen Klopp, especially with bringing back Hughes.
Yeah.
Not Hughes, Edwards.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
For
that guy's man, for what he's done all those years, you know, I mean, he deserved better, Frank. I mean, and I saw him in that interview with that Mancunian guy, the guy who supports Man United. This was like a few months ago. He said, "I didn't know I could spend half a billion, but I understood because they told me about the stands they have to build." You know what I mean, so this is what he had to go through, guys. Like struggles. You know what, guys? Think about it this way. He went through all that. Imagine he had money he could spend and get the players that he wanted. How powerful he could have been as a manager. That's crazy, Frank.
Oh, absolutely. Because when we won the Champions League and when we won the league, he wanted to strengthen both times. And we didn't bring in one player because there wasn't the money for him.
Yeah.
Just imagine if he would have still been manager today and that money was available this summer, you know, what we just spent.
Exactly.
What he would have done with that. And we would have won a lot more if the money would have been given to what he wanted. We would have won a lot more championships.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, look, this IBR says we're favourites to buy Bastoni, but Slot will play him at wing back, knowing it. Probably. I like Bastoni. I think he's brilliant, you know. And Toscana, Slot won't start Chiesa as he's too stubborn and rather than admit he's wrong, he'd rather ruin the players, ruin the Liverpool players' career. No, I think you're right, Toscana. In my opinion, says Ali, I don't think we need Samuel. We only need to explore Chiesa. But Schlott has got his Italian problem, it seems. He doesn't like pizza.
I like that. I like that one.
But that's the way it goes. And Buddy says, and Buddy Paul, they say, Buddy first, can even keep the ball against 9 men Tottenham. What chance do we have against a big team? In my opinion, mentality monsters has gone. I think it hasn't gone soft. It's gone altogether, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Paul Schmidt, CYBR. Are you fucking kidding? Origi coming back to Liverpool? Seriously? And this is the way it is. This is the way it is.
This is what we're thinking nowadays, mate. Unfortunately.
And Tony says, Jürgen took us back to the top, but there was no boot room to keep it going. Instead, our owners picked King Edwards and Potato Head. No, look, think about this. Edwards leaves in midsummer, right? He just goes, leaves the club. He doesn't take another job. Think about this. He doesn't take another job. Then all of a sudden, Julian Ward takes over Edwards' job. And after 6 months, he leaves. After 2 years, they're back. They are back. And Klopp leaves. Just come to your own conclusions with that.
It was always planned, yeah.
They never took another job before, after they left Liverpool, because they knew that they'd be coming back after 2 years. Think about that, boys.
It was planned. 100% it was planned. No doubt about that, Frank.
There's our Johan, great fella. He's a Man United supporter. He comes on all my pods, and he's a genuine lad, by the way. Good evening, Frank and Fozzie. That was the dreary of a CEO podcast that Klopp mentioned he was restricted by the stadium expansion. P.S. Fozzie looks 20 years younger after shaving the beard.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
His wife's making him.
Just to piss my wife off, it's coming back. Yeah.
20 years younger.
I wish I was. I wish.
So listen, I've been on since 7 o'clock.
I know.
No. Listen, I've got to say this. Are you working Saturday?
Yep, I'm on the night shift on Saturday. Yeah.
Well,
but I'm gonna be in Liverpool to watch the Leeds game. I'm gonna be in the boot room, but yeah, I got VIP tickets, so I'm gonna watch that game.
But why don't you come and meet me? Come and see me.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm gonna stay for one more day anyway. If you're
brilliant! So I'll get you my address.
Yeah.
Sent to you.
Yeah.
I'll get it sent by Jason, by the way. The producer. I'll get my address and my phone number, if that's okay with you.
100%, bro. 100%.
Brilliant. Come and see me. I'll be nice. I'll even make you a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Yes, as long as you got one of these cups, I'm fine, mate. Yeah.
I have, actually. I have.
I've got them all over the house, to be fair.
Have you?
Yeah. I've got so many. I've got a big mug. I've got this. I've got on the road kind of cup as well. Like when you're going on a road trip. Everything I got is Liverpool all the time.
Well, my granddaughter bought me that.
Yeah? That's a
number one granddaughter.
Brilliant cup. Brilliant cup.
It is, isn't it? I was with it today and I went shopping. Excuse me. Went shopping, Fozzie.
Yeah. And
do you know what she has on?
Go on.
She has an Ekatike shirt on.
What a player, eh? What a player.
She just loves him. And
does he remind you a bit of like Origi, like the love the fans have had for him?
Yeah,
and
he
the way
does. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
He does. But I think he's a bit better than
Origi. I don't know about Origi, though. Remember, Frank, that injury he had, since that injury he had against Everton at home years ago, when he was the main striker for Liverpool, when the defender took his leg. I think after that injury, Origi wasn't the same anymore. He didn't have that blistering pace. Remember when we made it to the Europa League final that season, when he was scoring goals on a regular basis? I remember it was the Everton game at home. One of the defenders just took his leg, and then he had a serious injury on that leg, and he hasn't been the same since, Origi. After
No.
that, we just used him as an impact player. But sorry, Frank, carry on, mate.
No, I was just going to say as well, about Origi.
Hmm.
One of the best goals. Yeah, all right. He scores in the Champions League final.
Come on, Frank.
Everything. You know what I mean? It was incredible what he did.
Yeah.
And yes. And even the winner against Barca, but he scored 2 in that game.
Yeah.
The opening goal against Barca and the winner.
Yeah.
Now, this is what kind of a player he was, but it was under Klopp.
Yeah.
He just told them where to go, how to move, everything. And one of the best goals I ever seen him score, and it was a beauty. If you remember, we were playing Everton at Anfield, and the ball came over like that, and how he got to it, and he just lobbed that Pickford.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic goal, and that's one of the best goals I've seen.
Are you talking about when Mane passed to him, that through ball on the run?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that game. It was a wicked game.
Incredible.
Yeah. That pass from Mane, goodness gracious me. That pass.
Mane,
I miss him. You know what? I don't know about you, Frank. Like, if at the time, if you would have told me about Salah, I would have chosen Mane all over. I love Mane. I don't know what it was. To me, when I looked at Mane, Frank, he looks like a team player. It was all about the team that was important to Mane, and he was the catalyst of that success when it started. He was the first one we bought. The big, but obviously Firmino was already there. But I'm talking about him and Salah and that stuff. And he played on the right, and he was player of the season. Then he switched over to the left, and he's still player of the season. You know what I mean? The next season. So, yeah, I really miss Mane. Like the left side and the right side looked so perfect those days.
Do you know what?
Man.
I've said on other pods, and I said to Francine, my daughter, I said, what you're looking at here is something that will be talked about in years to come. And I've talked, about Mane, Mo, and Bobby Firmino. And they frightened so many defenses throughout their time. They were incredible playing for Liverpool. And I always remember, I forget his name. He played for Manchester City, and he was a left back or a right back. Forget it. South American he was anyway. And he said he was so quick. He said, I went to tackle Mo Salah. The ball was at the feet of Sadio Mane. Then, someone went to tackle him, and there it was at the foot of Bobby Firmino, and he scores.
I think you're talking about Zabaleta. And you're talking about
so
yeah.
And they're the type of things. They're the type of things that comes about with the likes of memories and those.
You know what's sad, Frank? At Liverpool, this used to be a regular memory, wasn't it? Like you moved from Toshak and you moved from St. John and who was the other striker? I forgot his name. Roger Hunt, St. John, and then you moved to Toshak and Keegan. Then you moved to Kenny and Rush. Then you moved to Peter Beardsley or Aldridge. Then you moved to Ian Rush and Aldridge.
Think about it.
It was a regular thing. It was a regular cycle. That was.
But
Collymore and Fowler, don't forget as well.
Well, you've only got to think about today, right? Just imagine this, another manager. I just don't like Slot whatsoever. Another manager in. And look who he's got there. He's got the likes of Ekatike. And I think it was Wayne Rooney who said today or yesterday that the signing of the season so far is Ekatike. So you've got the likes of it. You've got the likes of Isak, if you know what I mean. And you've got Mo there still mingling in between them. And just imagine those as well. You just mentioned Toshak and Key. Roger Hunt, St. John. You know, St. John was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he spoke about, you know, the Liverpool players of the day at the time. And that was the likes of our great front three who were just mentioned, and you
Yeah.
mentioned Mane, Bobby, and Mo Salah.
Yeah.
You know, but I think another manager today, I look at this, IBR says, another fantastic show, Don Franco and Fozzie is excellent as your
Oh,
assistant.
thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, man.
And Barry says, we need quality on the bench, but we're going to have to wait till the end of the season. Yes.
Yeah, man.
And Barry carries on by saying, thanks, Frank and Fozzie. See you on the next one. It's a pity, you know, on Saturday. I wish you could be with me.
Yeah.
Toscana, grazie Franco and Chatters, wishing you and your families a Merry Christmas, and I hope Santa brings everything you ask for. Maybe a sack for slots.
We definitely need that, man. We need Liverpool to be alive again. We're not alive at the moment. We're just living. We're in a coma at the moment, man. We're in a coma.
The dead horse. It's the dead horse we're flogging. And Tony says, yeah, you two boys are speaking a lot of good sense.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Thanks. I think Fozzie's speaking the sense. I just get angry and frustrated and shout and swear and whatever.
Nah, you speak perfect sense, man.
Fozzie, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I was absolutely delighted when I seen you.
Nah, anytime, Frank. Like I said, whenever I'm available, I'll get your notification whenever you're on. So I'll just
Yeah. Well, I'll be having one next week anyway, sometime, but I don't know what night.
If it's on what day? What day is next week? Tuesday.
Tuesday's an ordinary day.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ordinary day. You've got New Year's Eve on Wednesday. New Year's Eve. Then you've got New Year's Day. Then
it's the 30th next Tuesday, isn't it? It's 30th. So
yeah.
I'm available next Tuesday if you want to do the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, next Tuesday I'm fine. That's my day off.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Yeah. So you'll come on
from the start. Yeah. I'll be.
Okay, that's absolutely brilliant. I'll keep you to that, you know. You're not going to say I've done some over.
No. It's my day off. I started work today, innit? So next Tuesday is my day off. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's my days off. Obviously, we've got the game on the 1st as well, innit? So I've got to be there. So yeah, don't worry about that.
How about this one?
Yeah.
I'm a Man United fan. Frank and Fozzie, are we going to get the LFC history co-stream soon?
Oh shit! Yeah, we forgot about that. I'll put it on a schedule and I'll put it to Frank, and then we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna have to do subjects, Frank. I think each decade we could do something like each decade till now.
Well, when you come to when you go into the Leeds game and you come and see me, we can talk about it for an hour or so.
We could do something like each decade, because I think people need to learn about each decade, Frank. So how it started, you know what I mean, and how we progressed, how we became the greatest team in Europe, and then till now, like what's happened till now. We could even talk about players from each decade or something like that, and people don't know about.
Absolutely. But I, you know, myself on a personal basis, you know, watching Liverpool, I can go back to Shankly and that's it. And right through the decades, right up to the present day. Yeah. That's what I can talk about. The other will be hearsay and history, you know, before then. Yeah. But I think it should start from the likes of Shankly, to be honest.
Okay, let's do that then. 100%, Frank. I'm in for that.
Okay. And on that wonderful note, thank you so much, the Foz.
No worries. Say goodbye to your audience, and I'll see you soon, Frank. Take care, mate. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. And that's the Foz. He's gone. And all as I'm going to say to you, wonderful people, is have a great Christmas. Just have a wonderful Christmas. Be good with your family. That's all. Just be good with your family. Just enjoy it. And hopefully I'll be seeing you on Saturday. Should be good. That's lovely. That. Thank you, Tony. Cheers, guys. Merry Christmas. And a Merry Christmas to every one of you. Honestly, just have a great time. And bear your family in mind. Be good. Be good. And Johan. Merry Christmas, Frank and Legends. Thank you, Johan. See you soon, mate. You're a good man. You're a good man. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Toscana. My lovely little Italian friend. Grazie mille, cara mia. Ciao. Buona Natale. Buona Natale. Ciao. See everyone. Bye now.